I grew up in a segregated community in Seattle and went to the local school. There were kids who looked like me. I played games with them. I was really curious and I loved learning. So I loved that school. But in 1963, I was part of this pilot of 250 children who were bused to other schools. I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Can you describe what your new school was like?
Well, now instead of walking to school with my brother, I had to catch 2 public buses to get to a school that was in a white, wealthy, gated community. I was 9 at the time, and it was the first time I started looking at myself in a very different way. There were only 2 African American people integrating the school, and the other person was not in my class, so it was just me, and it was kind of scary.
Yeah.
One day I was on the playground, and one of the little boys said, "Your mother is a Nigger." And I just went crazy, just out of control. And one of the monitors pulled me off of him and said, "You're going to the principal's office." And I remember not being scared yet because I thought, if I explain what happened, they'll understand. But they said, "It doesn't matter what he said. You were violent. You're suspended." And I just remember thinking, this isn't fair. Nobody was advocating for me. Nobody cared about me. And the 2 years I was at that school, I never really felt safe.
Yeah. I feel like it's always, this school was desegregated and it might have been rough at first, but eventually, it all worked out. And there's just no attention given towards these really traumatic experiences.
Desegregation is not an experiment that you should put upon kids of color. All schools need to be equitably resourced with people who actually believe in the children and can help them navigate the difficult emotions of racism and the stress that comes with that. At one point in my career, I was a youth program director, and there were some boys who I noticed didn't have homework. What I learned, Destiny, is they were kicked out of school for the entire year. And it was the first week of November. So I went up to the school and I asked to speak to the principal. I'm there, the kids are there. And during this conversation, the principal actually says, "Well, I don't know why you want to get back in school. You would never graduate anyway." I was so appalled. And I remember just looking at those kids and saying, "Don't ever believe that." I never, ever wanted anybody to feel the isolation that I felt. And I knew that if a young person had one person advocating for them, it would make a difference in their life.